of us have had issues in these, and unfortunately, your career, your future in medicine is dictated and basically set in stone because of these scores, right? So what I did was, from being in medicine, I realized I had more of a passion to work with students and physicians to crack the code and help them pass the board exams. So 15 years later, I'm on my fifth company as far as adapting to how the USMLE adapts, right? So we adapt to better ways to prep our students. And now I'm here talking to you today to make sure that all our students out there internationally and in the States know as much as possible for step 1, step 2. So then it makes it easier for them. So they don't have to settle for less. They can then shoot for the stars and achieve their goals in whatever residency they want.
We definitely want to pick your brain a little bit about once you get an MD, what can you do with it other than practice medicine? Again, I mean, because for a lot of our students, it's like, my only alternative is to become a hospitalist. But that isn't true, obviously, as you're like a shining example of that. And you're not just the only one, because, you know, unfortunately, medicine is such an involved practice. Like, you pay so much of money, you invest so much of time. A lot of people just don't think that beyond becoming a hospitalist or beyond practicing, I don't have alternatives. What would your advice be to that student?
Well, I mean, it's a great question. I'm happy we're talking about it forward with this question. I realized through my rotations and my studies, not only did I love prepping and teaching, but I realized that there was more for me than just being in the hospital. Very lucky that I was really enjoying what I was doing and prepping students. But students now need to realize that you focus hard, you go to school, like you said, you invest, you get into residency, if you choose residency, and then what do you do after? Doctors not finish residency, they jump out of residency and they go, well, I can't even finish it because they were so into surgery, anesthesia. So what I can say to our students now listening and watching now is, you got to be honest with yourself and say, okay, or am I going to surgery because I love it, but do I really know what surgeons do? And other times people are like, hey, I burn out, I'm done. I do not want to continue medicine. So if you have an MD, well, yeah, you can be a consultant. There's many different avenues out there to say, well, okay, I went to school, I finished my medical degree. Either you finish residency or not, are you licensed or not? So it all depends, right? If you're licensed, you can move on to consulting different companies, pharmaceutical companies, versus you finished MD, and then you say, well, you can then venture into certain specialties that can use your knowledge, right? 4 years in medical school is a lot, guys, right? You did 2 years in classroom, you did 2 years of rotations.